if you are learning French, to be able to speak French, at some point you're going to have to converse with real people, but you might be anxious and it might be stopping you from actually speaking. So in this video, I'm going to show you what you can do if you feel too anxious or not confident enough to speak in French. It's going to be a plan in 5 steps, but you don't have to start at step 1. Start with what you feel you can do and grow from there. Step 1 is preparing yourself by learning the right stuff. The first thing that you should check is if you actually know how to speak in French with someone. Do you know the sentences? Do you know the words? Do you know how to introduce yourself properly and ask a few simple questions? Sometimes our anxiety or lack of self-confidence simply comes from that. We are being anxious because we don't know how to do the things that makes us anxious. And there's a simple solution: learning it. Since our goal is to speak, I'm going to advise you not to waste time and trying to come up with questions by putting together rules and words. The simpler, the better. That's my policy. So learn the sentences you need. Accumulate sentences you really do need to be able to say, and you'll be ready to speak in a very short amount of time. You can, for example, use my playlist called Vocabulary, or go straight on the school and find a sentence pack that suits your need. I recommend for this particular video, Show Off Your French to Your Friends. It contains 100 sentences that you can pick from to start to have casual conversations in French. That's step 1. Step number 2 is the step on this list that had the most impact on my English, and probably one you are going to be very good at if you are an anxious person. Make scenarios in your head. In other words, have fake conversations. I am one of those kids who had imaginary friends, so I was pretty much a pro at telling myself stories in my head when I was bored. I remember clearly that when I got really serious about English, each time I would walk alone, I would imagine that someone was chatting with me in English. This allowed me to do 2 things. 1, to memorize what I had learned by practicing, and 2, training myself for real conversations. Because since I had played scenarios in my head, it was like I already had conversations with people. So the switch to real conversation was very natural. Then, if you're still not ready, you can ease into conversations with step number 3, chatting online. Speaking with people online is less dangerous for anxiety, right? We can have notes on the side, and if we feel that bad, well, we can just turn the app off. Plus, because we are speaking to strangers, it's less of a big deal if we are making mistakes, because we are very much likely not to see those people ever again. That's why it's a great option here. It might feel safer. You can download an app like Tandem or join a Discord server where people speak French, or any language exchange chat or forum. A word of caution though, anyone could be on the other side of the screen. At this stage, we are ready. We are ready to speak. There's really nothing more that we can do to prepare or train ourselves further. So we are at step number 4, dive in. Remember though, the manner you use to speak doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be a full-blown conversation at first. So step number 4 is to have mini conversations, just a bonjour and a few lines. The idea here is to start doing it, to normalize the process of speaking to someone. If you have been following this plan, you at least have been having fake conversation in your head for a few weeks, and you have been speaking to real people over the internet. So you are ready, really. You can go a step further and start speaking. Sign up for a meetup group or club where you can go and speak, or have a vocal chat with people online. That works too. You can call someone that you know who speaks French. The simpler and the most practical for you, the better. At this stage, you still feel very uneasy, or if you find that your French is not good enough to have conversations, the last step is to hire a teacher, a conversation teacher. A big part of the job of being a private teacher is actually to make you comfortable, to ask you simple questions, to engage and to have you engage. I always noticed actually a big shift in my students' confidence just after a few sessions together, even though usually we just speak. I don't even teach them new things at first. Just the fact that they get to know me and they get comfortable, and it feels like it's enough for them to start speaking more. And just this allows them to improve greatly in a short period of time. So even if for a few weeks or a few sessions, hire a teacher, you'll see the difference. So there you have it, a plan in 5 steps to get you to speak French when you are anxious. It's not revolutionary, as you can see. It's not magical either. Sometimes it will definitely feel uncomfortable, but that's the price to pay to get better, really. Remember that now it's your turn to do something about this plan. That, for the moment, it's just a video that you watched. It's up to you to take the information and make it work. Take the first step with this video.